Hey everyone, it's Shotzi for the Rough Cuts on Sunday. Today I'm going to be talking about a pen pal movie. This is from 2009 and it's called Mary and Max. It was written and directed by Adam Elliott. I think it was almost 2 years ago, maybe, that I did 84 Charing Cross Road, which was also another pen pal movie. I really enjoy these. I do. Because you build a special kind of friendship with someone when all you have is a pen and paper. This is a really, really sweet film, and it's loosely based off of, well, it says it's based on a true story. However, I think it's kind of misleading in a way. I would say more inspired by a true story as opposed to based on a true story, because the writer and director, when he was 17 years old, a man randomly started writing to him, and this particular person has Asperger's syndrome. And so they started writing back and forth, and they're still writing to each other today, more than 20 years later. And in this film, you have a young girl named Mary who lives in Australia It's a pretty dysfunctional family. Her mother's an alcoholic, and her father is just disinterested in everything except for taxidermy. And so she randomly finds someone in the phone book in New York City and writes to him. The man she writes to, his name is Max, and he has Asperger's syndrome. He's just very disconnected from pretty much everybody around him. He has one friend who lives in his building. She makes him soup, and he has a doctor. And even with the friend, his neighbor, he doesn't really consider her a friend, just more like the person who lives down the hall. So it's a very interesting dynamic that's in this film. But they start to write each other, and there's a lot of misunderstandings in this that can happen with written communication. And it's really sweet. It's quirky. Parts of it are funny, parts of it are sad. I really enjoyed this. I highly recommend this. The claymation in it's pretty good. I mean, it's nothing like over the top, but it's good to express the feeling. And for anyone who's ever had a long-term pen pal, I think you'd really enjoy this. When I was 7 years old, I had a pen pal who happened to live in Australia. She was about 10 years older than I was, and we would write to each other back and forth. You know, the older she got, of course, she had more responsibilities, but her stepbrother was only, how much older is he? I think 3 months older than I am? 2 months older than I am. And so he and I started writing to each other, and then we never stopped writing to each other. Now, like almost 26 years later from that first letter, he and I still talk to each other every week. So this isn't something that's very out of the ordinary to have long-distance pen pals for extended periods of time. It just depends on, I guess, the personalities of the people who are writing to each other. So I highly recommend this movie. You should go watch this movie. There are some sad parts in it. Some people didn't really like this film because, actually, I'm not really sure why they didn't like it. I think they were upset because it didn't delve into other characters that were there to kind of show the type of people the two main characters are. I'm not really sure what it was they were looking for. Sometimes I think people expect way too much out of a film. I don't know what they're looking for. It's entertaining. It's entertainment. Don't look for some sort of secret, deep meaning in this movie. It's just a nice story. Kids can watch it. There are jokes in there that obviously kids laugh at, little kids laugh at. The other jokes that are in this, they won't get it, but the adults will, so it's still okay. So this was obviously geared towards many ages. So definitely go look at this. It's entertaining, it's sweet. It's a sweet, sweet movie, and it's starring Toni Collette, who plays the older Mary. Also, one of Adam's favorites, Philip Seymour Hoffman, is the voice of Max. And the narrator is Barry Humphries. Some of you may know him better as Dame Edna. Also, Eric Bana is in this, who plays a love interest. I will see you all next week. Watch this film. It's on Netflix. I will see you later. Until then, goodbye.